Personally, I'm not going to create their story. I am someone who wants to just mold this sim. I want a clean canvas. And personally, I'm going to also leave their romantic boundaries alone. I understand that they would be jealous, but I will say they can be romantically attracted to whoever they want. I'm leaving their gender preferences alone. This is a standard female sim. But what I really am going to show through the aspirations and the clothes is that I want this sim to be someone who lives in Hinford on Bagley. I am starting a legacy save with this sim. So this needs to be someone who, yes, is gorgeous, but isn't afraid to get their hands dirty. The vibe we're going for is person who wants nothing more than to hang out with the chickens and their family. They're content in nature. They don't need all the fine things in life, but they look good doing it, you know. Now, let me know in the comments if you're like me and always start a new sim by clicking this randomize button about 1,000,000 times. Yes, these sims are looking pretty good, but they're not meeting the vibe yet. Someone who hangs out in the cottage and is all about that Hinford on Bagley life. So far, I haven't found her, but once I do, we are going to go in, fine-tune that hair, maybe the face, we'll see what happens. I don't know about you guys, but I can definitely spend a long time in CAS, and an even longer time in build mode. Episode 1 of this save is probably going to just be CAS. I haven't even got my base sim yet, and we're already a few minutes in. This sim is so pretty, but not the vibe I'm looking for. Definitely not a sporty person or a city person. But this sim here, this sim is definitely giving Hinford on Bagley. Yes, because of the clothes, but also something about her face is really drawing me in. I'm in love with her. Oh my goodness. I will say the hair has to go. I love the brown, but if Miss Ma'am is outside tending to her garden, tending to her chickens, the hair needs to be in an updo. We are not letting our hair get in our face when we're tending to our farm. This one from Cats and Dogs is cute, but I don't think the vibe. And, oh, here we have Lizzie Bennett. I am not creating a Jane Austen character today, but that might need to happen at some point. Now this ponytail I love from Spa Day. I don't really understand how this gives spa. It definitely gives yoga, and there's a lot of yoga content in the Spa Day pack. But so far none of these updos are really screaming, I'm out here with my chickens, you know. Let's see. This braid. Now, no offense to the Amish community that may be listening to this, but this braid is really giving Amish. I don't know why, something about it. It's not the vibe. This might be an off-the-grid kind of cottage, but this is still a modern woman, you know. She is, she's still gonna go into town. She's still up for the times. The pony might be it. I don't know. She definitely needs to tie her hair up and out of the way, like maybe these knots. It looks a little young, in my opinion. Oh, but this one, now this updo definitely her everyday look. You know, as elegant as it is, I might say she takes it down for that formal occasion. You know, it's been up all day. She's been out in the field doing all of the chores. But tonight she's at a party, she's at a wedding. She's ready to take down that hair and show off all the assets to the men or women or theys in the town. Now this one I love, but it's so poofy. This one I love, but it's so flat. I personally am someone with that flat, thin hair, so I understand. But guys, stop sleeping on these base game hairs. I know some of the base game stuff is a little outdated, but look at this one here. This soul side is so elegant. I love it. That is definitely going to be her formal hair, I think. Now, her sleep hair is another story because, as again, someone with that thin hair, it tangles so easily. So, as much as I want that hair flowing down, ready to go to bed, I think braids are going to be the move. It'll protect her hair while she's rolling around, and you know what? So easy to pin up into that updo in the morning. There's a few other cute braid options, but I think this double braid is going to be our sleep look. While I'm at it, I might also put this for swimwear because when she's in the pool, we do not want our hair all over our face. We want to look sleek. We want to look put together, just like our everyday look. Formal's amazing. We've got athletic and sleep down. That does leave party, hot weather, and cold weather that we still need to sort out. We might leave her everyday hair for those. We might need to just go and fix those outfits and see where the game takes us. I think that is going to be the vibe. Now, this outfit definitely is part of what drew me to this character. It is giving hanging out with the chickens. But I don't know about you guys, but the idea of going out in the cold in the early morning in a skirt to my thighs is not it. This ma'am needs pants. She needs something thick that's going to keep her warm, keep her skin covered and clean. And honestly, these pants from Cottage Living might be it. I do also love the Horse Ranch pants, but they've got some holes in them. That is kind of a worn-in feel, but I feel like if you're going to be out all day, you want something full coverage that's not going to let in the bugs, it's not going to let in the stench, it's not going to let in any of the gunk, you know? These might be some good formal pants, maybe when she's older, but for now she definitely needs something long, something thick, something protective. I am going to go in here and sort by style, maybe something basic or outdoorsy, not polished or preppy, but definitely country, maybe boho. And we're gonna cross our fingers here. I don't know how many people have noticed this, but so many tags in The Sims feel broken. I know it's kind of a meme to say how much The Sims is broken, but it's honestly so true. Like, what about those popper and pajamas are giving any of the categories I selected? Like, I guess you could call these pants here basics, but they're definitely not country, they're definitely not boho. It's not what we're looking for today for this sim. Oh, and definitely not those. Now, here we have some Adventure Awaits pants, which are definitely outdoorsy, but not the kind of outdoorsy I think we're going for here today. Now, I don't know who all in the comments here has Adventure Awaits, but I did is the only cottage living pant that showed up with these categories. It makes no sense to me. I think we're going to go back to those jeans. I loved that belt, and I think it has some pretty cute swatches. That light wash is nice, but definitely not white. The green or the yellow could be cute. And I do love this color, but it's so close to her skin tone, I don't think it's going to work. I think maybe just a plain jean color that says, I'm put together, but I'm ready to work. I'm cute, but I'm here to get the job done. It's giving that very much, I think. Now, hopping over here to her everyday top. Obviously, she's not going to be walking around in a bra, but I think she needs something long sleeve. Again, providing protection. Maybe something with some pockets, because she's hanging out with the animals. She's carrying around all those tools. So I'm going to go into the tags here, and I'm going to select anything that's giving outdoorsy, that's giving cottage, that's giving animal lover. So definitely cottage living, definitely horse ranch, maybe adventure waits, outdoor retreat. You'll definitely see here how few packs I have. I feel like I have a pretty normal person's amount of packs. You can see here I have no CAS kits either. If you think there's some CAS kits that are like your go-tos that I should definitely get, leave it in the comments, but so far I have not found a need for anything else. I have also selected laundry day, and while I love this top, it's probably more for like sleep or lounge wear. It's not an everyday going out, hanging out with the animals kind of outfit, And I love this sweater from Tiny Living, but it's so nice. I don't want it to get messed up outside with the animals. Putting a jacket over it is definitely a start. We're protecting those underlayers. This one is too, but it's definitely more giving older. Maybe that's something we can revisit when the sim ages up a bit. But oh my goodness, I am seeing the cottage living outdoorsy vibe overcoat over the sweater, over the polo. This might be it, guys. It's got those big pockets for her farming tools, but underneath she's got a really nice polo, a really nice sweater. She is put together, but she's not afraid to get her hands dirty. This is the kind of woman I am loving. There are some pretty nice swatches here. That yellow is definitely bringing out her eyes. That green is nice with her skin tone. I do love these other swatches, but I think with the rest of the outfit, this might be what we go with. Now, I'm going to have some people calling me insane because this is not a real person. This is a sim. This is The Sims 4. Nothing matters. But I'm always going to give my Sims socks. If I'm putting on thick shoes, if I'm putting on boots, I am going to give them socks. I do not want my feet in boots without socks. They're going to get crusty, musty, dusty. I don't want it. And since this is a outdoorsy cottage living type sim, she is living in Inverton-Bagley. It's inspired by the British Isles, the British countryside. It's cold, it's rainy, it's muddy. She needs boots. She needs boots. As much as those brown lace-up boots really are cute, I think the rubber ones might be more of an everyday vibe. These brown ones are definitely more for hiking, maybe going into town, maybe riding the horses, but those rubber ones are going to be for being in the mud, for going out to the chickens, and these lime green ones, that's kind of in between the green and the yellow. that's not a bad thing. I really want to do a Stranger Things build someday, and I have a feeling I'll be using a lot of the Adventure Awaits clothes. But for this, she's not an 80s sim, you know, she is of the modern times. Like I said with the hair, she is not an Amish sim. She needs something a little flirty, maybe, something definitely athletic, something that's giving girly pop in the best way. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot stand working out in long sleeves. I don't care what the temperature is. I need to be free. So maybe some more of this spa day athletic wear could be it. I'm not sure. I'm also definitely loving these tank tops, but maybe not with the logo. And as much as I love this tank top, something about it, maybe it's just that it's from the Parenthood pack, it gives teen, and this is a young adult woman. She has matured a little bit. She has gotten her grown-up clothes. Maybe this kind of sheer tank. I love that Adventure Awaits crop top, but again, 80s are not the vibe today. This is cute, but I don't see how that would stay put when you're working out. I think the tanked version is definitely better. That off-shoulder look is not giving athletic, it's giving I'm going to a party in someone's garage, you know? Maybe just a plain color tank top, maybe like a black, something dark that doesn't show her sweat. Again, I know she's not actually going to sweat, but if I was this woman, I want some practical athletic clothes, okay? Just like I cannot stand long shirts, I cannot stand short shorts. When I am working out, I need long pants that are going to cover my thighs, keep that chafe away. Something not so skin tight that I feel like I'm drowning, but not so loose that it's enveloping me. I don't want to be swimming in my clothes, and I don't want my clothes to be eating me alive. Maybe some yoga pants from Spa Day could be cute. I do love the colored block detail here. I love these here, but they're definitely more of a lounge pant than a workout pant. These two with that funky detailing. What is with all of the loungewear clothes? I mean, if you want a sim that's just gonna bum around the house, I understand. It sounds like a dream, but I'm looking for something that's going to be I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I've said the word vibe 15,000 times already in this video, and we're only like, 20 some minutes into making this sim. It's insane. Now these flared pants are cute. I'm gonna show my age here by calling those yoga pants instead of flared leggings, but maybe just a plain legging. I know I said that Adventure Awaits is very 80s, and I agree that these pants are kind of 80s inspired, but maybe that's okay for this, honey. It's okay for this girly, maybe not Easter colors. It's like also Easter colors. Maybe a black. It does mesh really well with the top, but it's a different shade of black, and I don't think a different shade of black is really gonna go great. The yellow could be nice. It's again bringing out her eyes, just like from her top. That might be it. It is kind of clashing with the socks. We might need to change those up here, and these default shoes are absolutely not it. Those are hiking shoes, maybe. At best, they are not for running. They're not going to help her out weightlifting. She needs something a little chunkier, something with some more support. this is why I need some cast kits. Let me know in the comments if you have shoes from a kit that you use all of the time. Like, I'm not going to buy a kit just for one pair of shoes, but if I'm missing out on something, you guys let me know. I'm loving the blue here, and since it's Adventure Awaits, it's going to match well with the yoga band. Maybe the green. Yellow's probably a bit too much. We don't want ketchup and mustard. Maybe just this plain black. A pop of color could be nice. Like these default blue and yellow. Yeah, let's go with the default blue and yellow. You know, it's tying into her yoga pant with the laces, but it's still showing a little bit of color. Now this sleepwear outfit, personally, I would totally wear this. It's hideous, but I would wear this. I do not really care for matching sleep sets, as cute as this matching sleep set is. When I go to bed, I'm going to throw on something comfy. It's not going to match. It's going to be an old t-shirt. It's going to be old, fuzzy, but really no longer fuzzy pants because they're so old. Maybe some slippers walking around the house. But the comfort is always going to come first, and I want to show that in this character too. But maybe since it's the Sims, we'll make sure she matches. We'll make sure she's cute. Like this Henley here. Can you call this a Henley since it's not open? I don't know. But it's definitely a little too young. This off-shoulder look could be nice. Definitely giving comfort. This starred shirt is a little funky, a little young, but you know, maybe she's in her mid-20s. She got this in high school. She's like me. It's comfy, it's worn in. Maybe there's like a matching pant. This is base game, so I don't know. The base game is not great about matchy-matchy. I do see it. Oh my goodness. Is this manifesting? Did I just manifest this matching set? I mean, she kind of looks like a lima bean, but can you look like a lima bean in a good way? Maybe like some of these mismatched pants could go well. Like it still has the green, but a few different colors. So it's not like one giant lima bean. That might be it. And you know what? The yellow is kind of matching. It's not the same shade. And that brown's not the same shade either. But I guess it's not as in your face. This is cute. Okay, we have her sleep outfit. Just a few others. I say a few others. Let's jump over to swimwear. Now, I don't know if this is happening to anyone else, but anytime I have a default swimwear outfit, it's going to give my Sims those shoes. I have never worn shoes in the pool. I don't know if this is just a regional thing that I'm not familiar with, but if I'm going in the pool, I'm going to be barefoot. I am going to have on my bathing suit and nothing else. My hair's tied back, no accessories. We just need the suit. Now, this Adventure Awaits one is definitely adorable, but it's giving more I'm going kayaking than I'm just hanging out at the pool on a random Tuesday. I don't think this Sim is going to have a pool on her property, but we might want to take a vacation here and there, you know. And we want to look snatched. We want to look adorable. We want to be giving girly pop at the pool. Now, I don't know what it is about this palm tree one piece, but it just reminds me so much of something like a mom would wear, which is fine, but this girl These cover-ups are cute, but she would jump into the pool with it on if I were to let her keep it. So I think we're gonna have to go for a two-piece. Maybe like a classic triangle. The blue is nice, but I think those green and yellow tones really suit her really well. Some of these stripe combinations are definitely interesting. That might be nice. Or maybe this more rounded style. But you know, it has that metal piece in the middle, and I cannot stand bathing suits with that metal piece. It's going to heat up when she's laying in the sun. It's going to give her a burn. Again, she's not real, but if I was this sim, I would want to be comfy. Yes, I am giving bikini hot realness, but we are definitely also going to be comfy while we're doing it, you know. This is another triangle. I might love it more. I don't know. Oh, this does have a nice yellow swatch. Definitely giving 2010s, but you know, that's okay. We just need to find some nice bottoms here. Why does this not match? It's giving 2010s, yes, but as popular as the color block thing was in like 2015 or whatever, I'm looking for something that's matching. This might just be a base game problem with things not matching for some random reason, I don't know. That's the weird top again. No, not that one. Again, with the Sims being kind of broken with the tags because that yellow top we had on is not showing up at all. Makes no sense. That top was definitely yellow. And all of these yellow ones that are showing up aren't matching those bottoms either. That is so weird. We might have to manually go back and get that yellow triangle top. Maybe there's a different bottom that I'm missing. Perfect. There we go. Yes, it's kind of like neon lemon, but in a good way. I feel like you want to look like a neon lemon at the beach, you know, so this is fine. Now we are halfway through, ready for the formal look, and wow, this is definitely giving early 2010s office chic. I personally was in high school in the early 2010s. I was a freshman in 2013, so I unfortunately was a victim to this kind of office siren look. Before the office siren was really a term, what was it about the 2010s and dressing like you're going to the office but you're literally 13? So this outfit is definitely not going to be it. We need a nice gown, maybe long, maybe short, I don't know. Something about this gown down here always gives like wedding or like bridesmaid, and clearly this is a new sim. She doesn't have any friends yet, and I am never downloading that messed up wedding stories pack, so she's never going to be a bridesmaid, but you know, we can pretend. The blue is definitely a classic wedding color, but I'm not sure about the shoes, because this dress I could see on the beach. I could see dressed up a bit, maybe with some kind of shawl in a forest wedding. So the shoes, we could go in a lot of directions, but yeah, this cottage living heel is not one of those directions for sure. Maybe a peep toe or a closed toe. Let me know in the comments if you also feel like you're looking at Barbie shoes every time you're looking at these base game heels. They all look so much like those classic dress. And again, I'm not a super fancy person. I'm not going to wear a lot of jewelry anyways, but for a formal occasion, yes, I'm gonna get dressed up. I'm gonna put on the fancy bangles and the nice chunky necklace. You know, speaking of chunky necklace, we might have to just do that first, because once maybe this neckline is filled in with something cute, we'll be able to get the rest. These are definitely some fun hoops here. Maybe a little too fun. You know, if she's attending another wedding, we don't want her to be the center of attention. We want her to look nice, respectable. We want her hot, but not like, everyone look at me kind of hot, you know. These simple gold hoops might be good for like every day, but maybe these dangly ones for a formal look. I love the stones, but you know, it's not quite the right shade of blue. Maybe there's a necklace that will spark our imagination here. This one has some nice swatches, but again, not really the right blue. Wow, there's really not a lot of options. Let me know in the comments if there's a pack that has a lot of awesome jewelry that you think I should look into, because I'm feeling really limited by these options here, you know. I feel like a woman spends a lot of time curating her jewelry collection, and not just a woman specifically, I guess just anyone who loves jewelry. You spend a pretty good amount of time and money throughout your life curating your collection. I have a few high quality pieces that I've purchased for myself that I've received as gifts, but I didn't get them all at once, you know. I grew my collection over several years, and The Sims cast, it's like you have that whole collection, you know. Your wardrobe is like a mall with all of these options. When it comes to the jewelry, where are the options? It's like the Sims universe has not curated their closet. So if you have some suggestions for me, let me know in the comments down below. Now, this green and this blue are both really nice. You know, I wonder if there's an earring that matches. I feel like this earring should match, but for some reason it's not. It looks like it has a lot of the same swatches, but the colors just do not go together. The green does match pretty well, but it doesn't go with the dress. I really do not want to do this, but maybe I am about to change up the whole base look just to match the jewelry. I have never done this in real life, you know. I am always going to build around the dress that I picked out, but we're kind of limited with the jewelry here, people. I don't know what else to do. Maybe we'll find something green that really goes with that jewelry. There are a lot of really gorgeous dresses in the packs that I have curated over time. I've been playing The Sims 4 just recreationally, just for fun, for close to 10 years now, and in those 10 years, I have not purchased every single pack. I have been playing for years, and on average, I might get 1, 2, 3 tops per year, you know, and definitely only when there is a sale. So there's a lot of gorgeous dresses here, and I know there's a lot more, but this is what we're working with, and for some reason I find myself drawn back to this classic bridesmaid dress, back to this yellow. I spent all that time looking at those green gowns, but something see much of them anyway, so I don't think it matters all that much. So those might be it. As comfy as a flat would be for a formal occasion, I understand putting on the heels. Although some flats might work if the swatch matches better. Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I had some flats like that, and they just remind me too much of high school for some reason. Again, I was wearing those bougie, well, not bougie, I guess. I was wearing those office-type outfits as an early freshman in high school. I definitely devolved to t-shirts quite quickly, but those shoes bring me right back, and I definitely do not want that. Just like how I definitely do not want this flower corsage situation. I'm not sure if there's a matching bracelet, but I do remember we started this whole process with this gold and green bangle, and it's going to match that dress. It's kind of going with the earrings and the necklace, the shoes, but that is our formal look, so we're ready for the party. Now, so far, this is what we've got for the party look. It's, again, giving that, office worker by day and clubbing woman by night. So we have got to change this up. I hate those boots. I'm fine with, the office suit jacket, but not for a party. We want a look that says, I do hang out on the farm all day, but you know what? I took a shower. I did my skincare. I put on a nice outfit, and I am here to have a good time, Something that still shows her personality, and not that we've really given her a personality yet, but something that still says, I'm a farm girl, but that doesn't mean I'm simple. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. I can still look hot and show off, even if my day-to-day look is just farm chicken woman, I'm kind of sad about the Cottage Living dress here, because as much as I love it, it does feel a little too mature for a young adult, and this one feels way too young for a young adult. Like, those are teenage kinds of dresses, at least in my opinion. And here's an elderly dress, and again, this one's giving I'm 16, Oh wow, that's giving 13. What is wrong with some of these outfits? You do you. Wear whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But personally, some outfits just scream different age groups to me. And if you want to look older or younger, whatever, fine. But this sim is going to present herself as, as herself, as a young adult who owns this cutesy little farm, but she's here to party, she's here to play. This jumpsuit is kind of cute, but I was envisioning more of a dress kind of look. I'm not sure. Definitely not this. That's giving city living for sure. And wow, that's definitely a bold print. There are some nice swatches here. Maybe when she's a little older, we can transition to this kind of tucked in look. Again, with the bold prints. Not sure. Oh, here's definitely a EA classic Sims 4 base game look with the cardigan that's way longer than the shorts, my goodness. Now, this one is fun, but maybe a bit much. I'm not sure. They're so sweater that's underneath her everyday look. Maybe, she goes out, she tends the animals, but then she takes off that overcoat, she leaves it inside, cleans up her hair, maybe puts on a little bit of makeup, and since she was wearing protective clothes, her sweater is still nice. Ooh, or maybe she changes out that big chunky coat for like this cutesy, flirty, kind of cropped coat, and I do love that green shade on her. The blue is nice, but that green just pops with her skin tone. Ooh, that's going to be a hard one to beat. I do love some of those cottage living blouses, but again, more for a teen sim or an elder sim with those different styles. This one is definitely fitting, like, not plain Jane, but simple woman who knows her worth, who doesn't have to show off, but just by being here, she's showing off, She is classic and cute. I love this outfit. Those are just her same everyday pants in a lighter wash. Maybe, we pretend she's rolled them up because the day is done. Maybe those skinny jeans. Yes, with like the slightly darker wash. Oh, definitely not those colors. I also was in high school in the era of colored jeans, so I definitely have a little bit of colored jean trauma. So we're going to ignore that. We're going to put on some plain mid-wash kind of jeans, give her those socks. And now we need to figure out the shoes. Definitely not a sandal. Sneakers, maybe. I mean, this is just, a casual party look. And that's when I remember these boots. Oh my goodness. I said earlier that these would be good for, like, going into town, riding your horse, or just, like, looking more put together than those rubber boots. I'm in love. Alright, maybe a little something. Oh, where are those? Yes, these simple gold hoops. They're so classic, so stunning. It's really amazing. This is definitely an unpopular statement. I don't have my ears pierced, but that doesn't keep me from wearing earrings. There's so many clip-on brands that look more mature than, like, the Claire's earrings we grew up with, Oh yeah, these hoops are definitely pulling together this everyday outfit as well. I am in love. I look pretty much nothing like this woman, but I want to be this woman. Oh my goodness. Her outfits are so cute. We are about to give her the best life ever. Oh my goodness. Okay. We have our everyday look, our formal look. We have the athletic outfit ready to hit the town, ready to work out, get those gains. Yes, ma'am. We have the sleep outfit, so comfy, and we have the party outfit, really similar to the everyday, but still a little bit more polished, a little bit more put together. I am in love with that green jacket. I don't have a green jacket. I need one now that I'm looking at it. We have her simple swimwear, which means we just need to figure out hot and cold weather. Now here is the default randomized hot weather outfit we've been given. I do think this romper is really cute, but it's again one of those things that just feels more like a teen's outfit than a young adult's, I feel like for a hot weather outfit, she's still going to be going out doing all of her regular chores. She's going to feed the chickens, hang out with the livestock. She's going to have to weed the garden. She's just rolling up her sleeves to do it. She's just leaving that big overcoat inside to do it. Maybe she does So she still has some protective layers. Maybe not the mud one. Like, yeah, we can pretend she's gonna get dirty, but we still need to look cute while doing it. Not lumberjack, absolutely not. Maybe this, like, yellow or green toned button down would be nice. Because she still has that tank top underneath, so she's getting some airflow. But she has some protection from the elements at the same time. That makes a lot of sense to me, for some reason. Now, bottoms, we don't want the same chunky, thick jean, especially if it's going to be 80, 90, 100 degrees. Although she's living in Hinford on Bagley, so I guess she would be in Celsius. So what would that be? 100 degrees Fahrenheit. What, maybe like 70 or 80 Celsius? I'll have to look up that conversion later. To be honest, I have not done any Celsius Fahrenheit conversions since like middle school. Blame the American education system. I don't know. These rolled up shorts with the belt are definitely cute. Oh, not the low rise. No, ma'am. We are not showing our butt crack to the cows. No, thank you. Maybe like a cargo pant could be nice because we still want her to have pockets. And there are some nice swatches here. Maybe I'll think on that for a bit while we give her the rest of her outfit. She needs some socks, obviously, and we're gonna switch out those boots for something more appropriate. Maybe, it's not giving me the rubber boot option as a hot weather, so those laced up boots might be it. Alright, we're going to give her hoops. Although now that I see it, maybe some studs. Yeah, it's not like as in her face, not gonna draw as much heat. Does that happen for people who wear big hoops in the sun? Does it like feel hot against your neck? I can imagine it would. I don't know. I think we're gonna stick with the studs. I am loving that outfit. So we just need to figure out her cold weather. Now, as much as I love this jacket, especially for a cold weather outfit, it's not really giving British countryside. It's not giving Hinford on Bagley realness. This one, yeah, no, something about that print, something about the pattern is just giving Elder Sim to me. I know Horse Ranch has a lot of really awesome outdoorsy, full cold weather looks, but we might want to stick with cottage living. I'm not sure. I do find it funny that her everyday look is in here, but you know what? The British countryside is pretty rainy and pretty cold, so I guess that makes sense. Maybe this big, like, almost sheepskin kind of leather overcoat would be nice. I love the Henley peeking through. Can I call this one a Henley since it's unbuttoned? I need to brush up on my fashion terms, I guess. And these are more like work pants. We need some thick jeans. These are some thick jeans here. I'm not sure about the swatch, though. Like a classic blue jean. Yeah, that could be nice. Honestly, that one looks so realistic. Something about the light wash on the thighs that makes it feel a little bit more worn in. You know we're gonna give her her socks under her boots, but this is a cold weather outfit, so we're gonna add some long underwear, maybe some fuzzy leggings. I know they're probably not actually fuzzy, but we can pretend. Maybe some green or blue. Oh yes, some just plain nude, some beige long underwear, then her socks, then her boots, with the thick jeans and the overcoat. Ma'am is darker shades, maybe. Yeah, maybe that green would be nice. It is matching the Henley underneath. She needs her earrings. Maybe those cute little gold studs again would be nice. And realistically, I would wear gloves and a scarf if I'm going out in the snow, but we can add those later if it does snow where she's living. So we have every day. We have her whole wardrobe. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, her formal look. Honestly, I'm not in love, but I think it's going to work fine. This outfit, I do love the athletic look. It seems so comfy to me. Not quite as comfy as the sleepwear. My goodness, I would so wear that. Then we have the party look. I need this green jean jacket in my life. That is gorgeous, especially with those cute little hoops. We have our lemon bathing suit, our hot weather awesomeness, and our cold weather bundled up amazing look. I am in love with this sim, but you know what? I cannot keep calling her this sim. She needs a personality. She needs an aspiration. She needs a name. I might start over here with aspirations. If you have all of the packs, you know I'm missing some. Get off my back, okay? I am not buying all of the packs. Just for some aspirations, not just for some gas. And okay, I do admit I have bought some packs just for build mode, but not today. We are not giving EA any of our money. I think I'm going to make her a country caretaker, someone who loves all of the animals. That's the vibe we've been talking about. The chickens, the cows, maybe some llamas. We'll see what happens. She's definitely going to be an animal enthusiast, obsessed with animals, and will seek their company often. They will have an easier time caring for animals and getting closer to them. That is going to definitely benefit us in game play. So she's a collector. She loves the outdoors. She's so great with her animals. Maybe she's family oriented because we do want her to have some children eventually. And we want her to be happy if she's around her family, right? That's what her day is going to be, family and farm. Maybe some lifestyle stuff. Or maybe a hobby. Something about the hobbies, though, I'm not sure, because, I don't know, saying that your hobby defines you as a person, like, give me more. Maybe vegetarian, I think, would make sense. Because she is gonna be an animal lover, right? Maybe she loves the outdoors, though. I know it's in the hobby section, but maybe something more emotional. Something that says, like, maybe self-assured or, ambitious could be nice. But, you know, her ambitions are going to be animals, they're going to be family, so maybe creative. If she's creative, she can definitely paint and sell some paintings, which is the classic Sims method for getting some cash. Maybe just confident, you know, she's self-assured, she's a single woman for now on the farm, she can do it herself. She'll love her family, yeah, but throughout her life, I think her self-confidence should define her, not relationships. Your relationships will come and go, okay? But you are as a person, that is your core. That is where I think we're going to keep her treats for now. Now, we definitely need a name. If I am creating a character from, like, a movie or a book, obviously I use their name. Very rarely do I have a name already picked out for just a random sim. especially for someone living in Hinford on Bagley like she's going to be. But I don't know what her first name should be. I'm clicking through these random names. Kalani, Courtney, Allison, Sasha, Jamie. But this one here, Paulina. You know, it's a little old-fashioned, but I feel like we want something old-fashioned, you know, something like she cares deeply for her heritage. She's taking over this family cottage, this family farm. Oh my goodness, is this our sim? Paulina Woods, it definitely flows well. I'm gonna keep her Paulina Woods. Oh my goodness, welcome to the world, Paulina Woods. Now we get to see how long this loading screen is going to be. Really, it's a toss-up if it's going to be 10 seconds or 10 minutes. I don't know if that's my PC or if that's my game or if that's just how The Sims 4 is for everybody. It's going to be either 10 seconds or 10 minutes. It feels like there's nothing in between with these dang loading screens. Oh, perfect. Okay. Now I always begin in spring regardless of what I'm doing. If it's a new save, it's like the start of the year, you know. Like, yes, January is winter at the beginning of the year, but spring is renewal. It is fresh. It is definitely going to be the vibe. Now, I've already said multiple times that we are living in Hinford on Bagley. We have the beautiful Cordelia Falls. We have the River Bagley. The mingling of earth and water makes Hinford on Bagley a lovely place to visit, but perhaps an even lovelier place to live. I love the vibe of this entire world. Now, personally, I probably, as you can assume from my American accent, do not live in Britain. I have never experienced this kind of landscape, but I would so live in this world in a heartbeat. There's a few pre-made beautiful lots here, but surprisingly, or I suppose not surprisingly, for The Sims 4, there's only one blank lot. There is a starter home up here, Cordelia's Secret Cottage, but it's honestly pretty expensive, and I think we should have the experience together of building Miss Paulina Woods' cottage. So we are going to purchase 2 Old Mill Lane for 6,055 simoleons. It does have wild foxes, which I think is going to be a pretty fun challenge for us, and I do appreciate that it's off the grid already. Let's purchase